All right. Hello, everybody. I'm currently downloading a little bit of an update. It shouldn't take that long. I figure by the time I figure out what I want to do, it will be ready. So we are still last hitting minions. Unfortunately, for a support account, that's not really a main part of uh, your objective. But we're getting there. We'll get there sooner than later. We could make a point of getting it this game. Depends on how our team looks. I do think it's important, like when you start learning the game, to understand that it's kind of a game of resources. I will put together a video about that, basically describing the different ways you can win games. Some of them are more straightforward and obvious than others, but so far we've been fairly successful in just trying to keep track of the available resources on the map and obtain more of them than our opponents. We're going to go ahead and queue up for this blind pick. Hopefully we'll be able to get level 9. So we're looking to spend lots and lots of gold and last hit some minions. It might take a couple games to get there. But we're trying to do as many little missions that give us blue essence as we can find. Probably want to click find match. Would probably help in the trying to find a match department. I do have to say, you don't have to level up your account by playing through Summoner's Rift blind pick. I would actually advise new players level up their account playing bots, because bot matches are quicker. It gives you more time to focus on learning what your character can do. And I think if you sat down and did the math, the bot matches are the best experience per time spent. However, I guess it depends on what you're trying to learn. Excuse me and my cup of tea here. Let's see. So after this game, for our daily play reward, we'll get to choose between Fizz, Echo, and Talon. I believe we decided on Echo. But we can always double check. We still don't have Smite. We're just going to go ahead and lock it in. We'll see what our teammates pick, and we'll deal with the consequences thereof. I think worrying about team comp now is not that big a deal. Dodging a game because you don't have a jungler when your summoner levels aren't 30 or better is silly.
Let's light it up.
This game we have a jungler. That's something else we can keep track. And then depending on what they pick, we might change our summoner. This can make for a really obnoxious lane. Our person who wanted top lane is still not chosen a character. Okay. As far as team comps go, AP Ezreal leaves something to be desired, but it is what it is. So with 3 essentially AD carries locked in, I'm probably going to build Ardent Sensor very quickly. However, I can acknowledge that Ardent Sensor isn't the best for Jhin, because auto attack speed I don't think benefits him as much as some other things. Let's see. So Kayn could be a problem, so I'm glad I have exhaust. Nidalee could be tedious. The Lucian player, let's see. The Nidalee doesn't have a flash. It's good to know. I don't think I'm going to remember all of these things. So I think most importantly, we need to protect our Shen early. And controlling space versus Predator could be a new challenge. We'll see how it goes. Just the things I'm thinking of before we load in. I imagine they're going to invade. Actually, we could look real quick. So these 2 could have jungled if they wanted. These 3, we technically have the higher level players. No defensive runes. Mordekaiser might be squishier than I expect. Our top laner randomly switching from Darius to Sivir is a choice. But I think the person I want to try and focus on making sure they do okay is our jungler.
I've been hiding my light long enough.
I think it's unlikely that the enemy team invades the jungle, but if they do, I do want to be ready for it.
Seconds until minions spawn.
Let's go ahead and move our items to where we're going to want them later. Our minimap is huge. We cannot see a tiny portion of the screen. But if they show up on the minimap, we'll know they're there. No, I get the sense this Kayn's going to be bot lane.
Minions have spawned.
I don't know why.
I want to see everything.
I'll wait to see what we're up against before I decide what to level. We don't get to help the Shen as much, but unfortunate. So the Nidalee is bot lane. Kayn Mordekaiser top.
Shine with me.
You will learn what beauty truly is.
Just don't forget your auto attacks, and don't forget to reset minion aggro. I think is the route I want to go. Vanilli's going to run herself out of mana before I really need to be worried about her. Having wasted our potions is not a good thing, but because they don't have a jungler, I'm less worried about it than I would have been otherwise. And we're just trying to create pressure for Jhin to do work.
First an ally has been slain.
You inspire me.
That's our ghost. I have exhaust, so I'm not worried. I kind of want her to all in. We're saving our shield, but we don't want to take too many more spears than that. We might go take a plant soon.
Smile. You can see the light.
The moment
An
before
enemy has been slain.
through my work, you shall transcend.
We can do this.
Just kind of keeping the Ashe away from the minions. Our Jin's not last hitting particularly well, but that's okay. The Nidalee is completely out of mana, so we're only really in trouble if we step on a trap or we get caught by an Ashe arrow.
Atmosphere.
Executed.
Trap expired. We're gonna need regen in this lane. It's just how it is. I'm now also out of mana. Go ahead and step on this. We have enough for a bind or a shield, so we'll have to think carefully about what we want to do. Jhin is, again, not last hitting particularly well, so we're going to be in trouble if we don't start getting more out of our lane here.
Double kill.
But top lane's doing fine, so maybe we don't need to worry about any of it. Maybe we just need to not die. I want boots. Boots and health regen, so like a refillable pot, I think. I'm gonna back before they get 6 because I'm worried. Alright, so we're going to grab refillable. We're going to switch to a trinket ward early. And then I think we'll work towards... Heck. All items. Support items. We'll work towards an Imperial Mandate. Just to try something different. So ideally you won't spend anywhere near that kind of amount of time in the shop. Like little things like knowing what you're going to buy when you back, or having an item set made up so that you can just buy the things you want quickly and get back to lane faster are little optimizations that help. We'll let our health regen get that up, and we won't worry about it unless we hit another one. We are worried about level 6 because their all-in is stronger than ours. Well, the team worked really hard to keep me alive there. I'm glad I didn't disappoint. So that's just other players playing well. That had very little to do with me. I played aggressively to try and to pick a fight because I thought the Shen was closer. But it worked out. I wouldn't recommend doing that every time. If I had it to do again, I'd probably be particularly careful. Right now, if we get hit by the Ash Arrow, we're just dead. So we need to play really far back. If the Jhin gets hit by the Ash Arrow, we have some counterplay. But if I get hit by it, I'm just dead. So we're sitting here ready to... That was just luck. That's obnoxious. Again, we wanted to back. I actually don't like don't mind health here. Mordekaiser beat the Sivir in a 1v1, which is, I think, supposed to happen. Omnivamp. I haven't done much with Omnivamp. Not sure how it is as an ability, or as a... Not an ability, as a stat, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. They just back. Dragon spawns in 20 seconds. They'll be here for it to spawn, but if we push the wave in, we should have an advantage. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We need to be careful of Ash arrows. Because at any point from here on, Ash can just arrow one of us. And I have to then play well, or we die. How did he miss? I thought that was a kill. I thought he had it. Like, I watched him line it up. I thought he had it. Not like, gosh, player so bad. Like, I really thought that hit.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
That's lovely and all, guys, but we don't have the damage for this.
Into battle with hearts aglow. Into shadow. Your wife forgives you for getting her soul.
Tried to exhaust. See, the problem is that Shen's going in while we're running out, and that's just, like, you have to be aware of what your team's doing. It's just general awareness problems. So slow or immobilize. So our Q and our
Really nice.
E do extra damage.
Killing spree.
We can go hold mid. I'll ult the wave.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain.
You can smile.
I didn't have ult. If I had ult instead of ulting mid, I would have killed the Ashe there. So it's, I think my friends would call that opportunity cost.
We can do this.
Team has destroyed a turret.
I need to be there. I meant to try and, like, not smart cast that so I could see kind of how placement of things worked. But I didn't get. Okay, so I thought the Shen wanted to go in. It's just a, especially low level solo queue, it's just like a large amount of miscommunication. I'm still focused on trying to like control space. I have a full combo. I just need to catch somebody.
Destroyed a turret.
How? Like literally, how did she place a trap? She wasn't even close. Our team just isn't doing the damage. I would like to know how she managed to place that trap. She was over here in the bush. We're gonna go full support this time, so we're gonna go Lucid Boots, and then into basically shield spam. This is not shield spam. What is the Forbidden Idol Ardent Sensor? The Ezreal is some sort of ability power build, which is fine. Definitely having trouble hitting the right keys. Also, we don't have a pink ward, even though we could have afforded one, which is probably something I could do better. I do need to take a video or two and specifically focus on not umming, if that makes sense. Now, Nidalee could try and steal this, but she's too busy playing with the Sivir in mid. Dude, you just needed to auto it. I do believe we have all chat turned on, so if they agreed to surrender or something, I don't know when or why. We have 24. I think we needed 50-something minions, maybe more. If we wanted to get them, we'd go to a solo lane. Wow. Some generous hits happening here. Oof. Well, the game seems to be going well despite us not playing particularly well or having a particularly strong showing.
Home is where the spark is.
Having a jungler is working out better for us than it did for many of our opponents. Lucky that auto attack didn't steal it. That would have been pretty upsetting for that player, I imagine. We're going to sell our health pot for, hopefully, a control ward.
Everywhere I go, the light follows.
I still need to work on not holding down the spacebar to center my camera constantly. It's nice to snap back to your character, but just holding it down is a bad habit that I have. Just scaring off that little ghost Poro there. Why are we between towers? Seems like bad idea waiting to happen. That's an Ashe ultimate. It happened. Shen is getting jungle camps. Sivir is for some reason backing instead of sieging. Like, we had two minion waves pushing into their base, but Sivir decided to back. I don't know if I like that decision. I don't think I'd make that decision myself. Try and keep this player in the dark for as long as possible. Nidalee's a fun champion to play, but I think my struggle with Nidalee was that she was more annoying than powerful. The Sivir player, trying to be a solo Q hero, is now dead, which gives the enemy the pressure to come out on the map and potentially try and stop us from getting this. So sometimes the best thing you can do for your team is stay alive. Gonna try and keep throwing shields out. Sivir is again deliberately not playing with the team. Actually, would have been better to pink ward that beforehand. It just didn't occur to me that they could possibly have a ward on it. Which is me kind of disrespecting the enemy team. Not a habit I want to get into. Waited just long enough for another ward. We're going to run it down mid. Sivir's going to die because trying to be a solo, trying to play a team game as a solo player is what I'm going to call that. I think it's a lot more important to try and work with your team than try and I don't know how to word it. I'd have to think about it. I wish we had a little bit more health regen so I could feel more confident about staying. I do feel like staying is the right call. Yep, that's a game. I think I'm going to clip it after we choose our character, and if we get to level 9, we'll see what that gives us. I'll give it to the Jhin for putting up with me being mediocre. I believe Echo is also the most expensive one, but the main reason I'm choosing Echo is because he can play mid, jungle, and technically top lane, which gives me options if I get
how you use it.
auto-filled to a role that is not support. So now we technically have access to Smite, and our next level up reward, we will get to play Summoner's Rift draft pick. We'll be able to make our own rune pages, and I believe we'll get a full champion's worth of... nope, not a full champion's worth of blue essence. I thought there was a reward that was just enough blue essence to buy a champion. Nope, that's daily play 6. So this will let you buy any champion in the game, I believe. Let's check the shop. Yes. So the important thing to note would be that all champions eventually cost 6,300 or less. Champions that are just released cost more than this for about 2 weeks. So long as you are willing to be a little patient, you can get them for 6,300 blue essence maximum. Let's see, we are a good portion of the way to level 10. I think I might play one more game, try and get another 23 minion kills, and I'll make that a separate recording. So I'll see you in the next one.